That is hard. Like most classes, so keep in mind, like some universities, they'll allow you to basically get an undergrad and a master's at the same time, where you take some undergrad courses, and then by third or fourth year, you have master's courses as well. And it only takes you like a year or a few months to complete it. But dude, this guy's like built different, man. So like for those of you trying to compare yourself, don't compare yourself. Is like this is like one of the hardest working students I've ever seen. Like or just learner. Most people that we're taking those 4 years, we're having a good time. We're doing another 2 years of a master's, and then we're gonna go do some internships in between and get a really bad job these first 2-3 years. And by sixth, seventh year, we get a really good job. That's most people. But this guy, he's built a little different. So shout out to you, man.
In 1 year while working full-time as a software engineer at Google.
Okay. So you curious, Google does give you a tuition reimbursement. Actually, Google helped pay for my degree at UCLA. So shout out Google. They give about I think 30,000 over a span of a few years. So most companies they do give you a reimbursement. So if you do look to get a master's, and you're fortunate enough to work in like kind of big tech, or you get a company to help sponsor it, right? You can have them pay for that. It saves a ton of money. It helps a lot.
It has always been a lifelong dream for me to work for Google. If I could get into Google, my life would be complete. Eventually, I was able to make that dream come true. When I moved away from startup work into working at big tech, I felt like there was a lot more organization and a lot more structure. And additionally, the work-life balance was significantly better. This is why I personally feel that
big tech, and depending on your group, right? It honestly, it depends. Okay. So you can be in big tech, you can be at Google, you can be on search. On search, you are on a team that's always trying to innovate search, and you're super busy. Or right now, you can be on Gemini, you're out working with AI at Google, and you're just extremely busy. So, but sometimes you're on random teams where you're literally just changing the color of certain aspects of the website, which is kind of crazy. For me, my team was super busy, so it just depends where you are, right? Hopefully, you can go on a good team because some teams are super chill, and it's just a good time.
tech culture is more of a fit for me. I'd say the biggest perks I love about Google is that there's free lunch. Another major perk that Google employees are offered is something for personal development. Any personal development courses you take, non-related to your job, can be reimbursed up to 1/3 of the cost. And so I use these to reimburse the cost of my ping pong lessons and my...
Yeah, Google's cool, man. You get free lunch every day, as well as free breakfast. Breakfast I think at 7, and then lunch around 11. And you also get dinner, but dinner's a little tricky. Dinner you kind of have to wait till 6 p.m. To get free dinner. So it's just incentivizes you to stay at the office a little longer. But Google's interesting where you can basically go in whenever you want as long as you don't have meetings and as long as you get your work done. That's the cool thing about Google. And then yeah, you do get reimbursed to take fun classes. I remember I took a cooking class and they paid for it, which was kind of cool. But for me, I was just too busy to take classes. But I wish I took advantage of that a little bit more. And the hard thing about Google too is like sometimes they just have so much food and you just keep it. And you gotta learn how to stop. You're so excited.
my language learning lessons. I would say through using perks at Google, I'm able to save close to $4,000 per year. I do budget to an extent where I have an idea of how much money I should be spending on each category per month. However, I don't set a strict numerical number, but instead
Okay. I do want to talk about this one. Let's jump into this one. So, you guys see that he spends almost $10,000 a month, $9,924. Why is that? So the debt payment, transportation, savings, food, insurance, subscriptions, pets. Yes, that looks pretty normal, right? Almost about what? So 16, 2,000, almost about $3,000 in those expenses here on the left side over here, right? But housing and utilities, the Bay Area, California is very expensive. So he's part of the OC, so he might be in the Irvine office for Google. But it is very expensive in a sense where your rent for like a one bed, one bath apartment is around $3,000. You're looking at another $1,000 from like just random stuff when it comes to like internet utilities. And then if he has multiple homes, he's probably helping pay for other stuff there. So it is very expensive living in the Bay Area as well as in Orange County. So if he has homes, he's probably paying like property tax, homeowner insurance, all that good stuff. And that's why it is so expensive every month. Utilities, yeah, man, there is very expensive. That's why like most houses in the Bay Area, like Orange County, you'll see are like 700,000-800,000 for like a small house. For a big house, around 1.2 million, 1 million, which is crazy in California. So even though you got such a high salary, you're paying so much when it comes to basically staying alive and being alive in California. I remember like trying to buy a house, and I think like the combined income of this couple I was looking to bid against was almost like 800,000 because they were both making like $400,000 from their big tech jobs, which is insane. But shout out to him, man. This and it looks kind of crazy,